online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills After Show. This is episode 17 entitled Amsterdam Slap. I'm your host, Fern Ronay, and I am with...
Grant Rutter. Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody. It's Megan Stecher.
Look at all those movie stars. Hey, everybody. My name is Christy Olson.
Christy, we love your t-shirt tonight, so can we
Thank
just point
you,
this out?
yay! So that I'm not just wearing a plain old white t-shirt. This is the Lisa Vanderpump, people.
Check that
Life
out.
isn't all diamonds and rosé, but
it should be.
That's
I
right.
love it.
That's right.
Nice.
You can get your own at BravoTV.com.
So authentic. I
And then
like
this
it.
is the part of the show where you slap her because you're Brandi.
That's right. When you're not expecting it.
All right, well, tonight
to retaliate.
it was all about the slap. And if you would like to talk to us about the slap, please tweet us with the hashtag ABTVRHOBH, because we changed it from RHBH.
But don't tweet us about that dreadful show on NBC. I don't want to hear about the slap on NBC. I can't.
This is the slap related to the Housewives. Much more important. Okay, so we started the show with kind of the group was segregated. They were all talking like the night before was the big fight at the restaurant, but wasn't the night before the pot shop? So I was confused.
Yeah.
I thought they had
I
all
was
kind
a
of
little
forgiven each
confused
other.
too. Yeah.
Maybe they were all still in shock.
Yeah, okay. So they hadn't gotten over it yet because they were making a big deal about how Lisa Rinna and Kim were going shopping together now. Did you think that was strange? What did you think of the two groups? Who would you have wanted to be with? Museum with Kyle and Eileen, or shopping with Rinna, Kim, VP, and Brandi?
Museum.
Yeah.
The shopping group was a little too
Museum.
loaded. There's all the crazies.
I see that more as like a day with Eileen and Kyle. No, thank you. I don't care where we're going.
I think I would pick
I'll
shopping
pass.
too.
Yeah.
They seem to be having fun.
A commenter last week has dubbed Eileen boring, and that made me laugh.
Boring.
Because I can see it, and I'm a fan of hers, but she hasn't really turned out until like the last 2 weeks, and we're at the tail end of the season. She's getting paid a lot, like we've said every week. So I'm like, okay, she's a little boring. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
She kind of is. I mean, she brought it this episode. So, all right. So, what about the group who went shopping? What did you think of their excursion? It was cute I loved how Lisa Vanderpump and Brandi were kind of showing their old friendship.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it didn't dissolve into any kind of explosions at all. So props to them for getting along for the day. It was quite the loaded group.
Yeah, Kyle and Eileen were probably like, they're getting into a huge fight and we're going to look like the normal ones. But yeah, it went well. So that was the first part of the show. Nothing much happened. Moving on.
Well, let's talk about Yolanda and how things are kind of catching up with her. She's not feeling too well.
Yeah.
Perhaps this is kind of the beginning of what has now placed her on the track that she's currently on. So it's kind of like hard to see, and you can tell she really wanted this trip to be tops. She really wanted it to be good for these women to spend the day in your homeland in bed. Like, I really felt bad for her.
I felt bad how she woke up and was like saying that she was thinking of the night before, that it was giving her a bad feeling. Like, she felt bad physically, and she had a bad feeling about everything that happened the day
And
before.
she does seem like the kind of person who internalizes like that kind of drama or that kind of turmoil. Like, she's probably goes home and thinks like, oh, what hand did I have in that? Or how could have I helped everyone feel better or be more welcoming? They're in my country and I should have shut that all down. She does seem like the kind of person who would take that to heart so much that it would almost make her feel physically sick, right?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, poor Yolanda. I have to say though, so Yolanda, full-fledged, she has this horrendous disease, and all of the women I think are very supportive and sympathetic. But Kim has a disease too, and I am not a fan of Kim. When she's sober, I don't like her. I just don't like her. I don't like personality. I don't think I would connect with her. But she genuinely has a real disease as well. So why do you think so let's say she were here And she would say, why aren't they so sympathetic to me?
That's interesting. I've never really equated the two before, but you're exactly right.
Well, here's how I look at it. No, I don't know either of these two women personally, but taking the diseases out of the picture, and we're looking at them for the human beings that they are, I do not think Kim is a very nice person. I really don't. To me, that's the way she comes across. She's come across like this. We've seen her multiple seasons now, so I feel like I can really judge. And I feel, and a commenter mentioned this last week, that last week we saw the real side of Kim.
And I think the differences with the diseases are that Yolanda cannot control what is coming into her body, how her body reacts to the Lyme's disease, as well as she doesn't know a cure for it. With Kim's disease, there is basically a cure, which is to not drink or take any other
succeeded.
Right, medicated substances.
I mean, I don't know what people might say a cure. There's no real, but there's a lifestyle change.
She knows what she can do to prevent herself from relapsing, whereas Yolanda doesn't know what the heck she can do to prevent herself.
There's
from
no medicine that Yolanda knows she could take to be rid of this, whereas Kim, it's like, you have to not drink or not take any other substances.
And also go to meetings and have a support system and be active in your sobriety.
And I think also that, Yolanda is laying in bed and you feel terrible for her, but when Kim is suffering, it's when you see her drunk or on another substance and she's acting like a terrible person. So you don't like the person that she is when she is ill, in quotes. So I think there's a huge difference with the group with how they would feel about each girl being, quote, sick.
Right. And I think Kim doesn't take responsibility in terms of, she said she was sick for 2 months, she was in pain, that's why she took Monty's pill. If you're sick for 2 months and in pain, go to the doctor. Don't let it come to taking somebody else's pill.
She's got more excuses.
Yeah, and she's a little manipulative too. I think even when she's sober, she just doesn't have the greatest personality and she's goofy. I can't stand her.
I think last season we saw a lot more of, she was sober, but still the crazy, kooky, she says funny things and she does funny things, and I've always liked her because I always thought she was hilarious. I always thought she was a riot, whether she was drunk or sober. But we're just not seeing that even sober from her this season.
Yeah.
She's not the silly Kim that I like.
She's defense mode. And she's really mean.
So.
I mean, maybe it's mean for me to say, but I do feel like these are actresses, especially Kim. And last week, I believe that we saw the real, true blue side of her. And she got, she was sober, so she wasn't on anything where she was being messy. She was just being really mean and just, being off color and biting. And the comments she made to Eileen are just so...
She went for the jugular.
Yeah, just like, what are you doing? Women don't behave that way.
If she hasn't been sober in decades or however long she's been dealing with this, it sounds like a very long time, she may not even know who she is. Kyle may not know who Kim is. We don't know if that behavior from Kim of calling people names and criticizing everyone, if that is the real Kim or if that's sober Kim getting over something. I mean, it just you bringing that up made me think like, wow, Kim probably doesn't even know the real sober Kim at the age she is. She's never been sober. She doesn't know if she's mean or not. I mean...
Yeah, she hasn't had time to really become who she is.
So maybe what we're seeing is her sort of trying different ways of being, letting herself go and not be controlled a little bit. I mean, she probably did that all the time when she was sick with her alcoholism.
What do you think of Yolanda saying to Kyle, you have to defend her more, you have to take this on? What exactly did she say? She said you have to...
Well, you have a job.
Yes, exactly. She
have a
job.
And, of course, Kyle doesn't want that job.
Kyle doesn't need a job. She's like super rich, guys. She doesn't want to have a job.
Well, she needs a job, and she does not want
she's like, no, thank you.
I mean, what's this job? I've said this now. This is like the third or fourth thing I've said this. The job is that the dying mother on her deathbed wanted Kyle to take care of Kim. I mean, so that's the job that your mother gave you. I mean, then you should have told your mother no.
Right.
If you didn't want to do it.
Yolanda's basically saying that God charged her with this job. Yeah. This is her job in life, her cross to bear in life. Get over it, do it. Right. Kyle did not take kindly to that. Immediately broke down in her little girl tears, like, I don't want this job.
Right, she did kind of turn it, to be
Yolanda
about her.
should have
But
straight up said to Kyle, it could be worse.
yeah,
Yeah.
Your
yeah.
sister
Yeah.
could be laying in bed. She could have Lyme disease like I do.
Exactly.
And Yolanda never goes there.
No,
but
she
she so
doesn't.
easily
I
could.
know.
She doesn't. She's always the bigger person. That's true.
I feel like if Kyle had a better understanding of what Kim's disease is, what it is to be sober, what it is to be an alcoholic, what it is to abuse drugs, the process that it takes. I feel like if she had a better understanding of that, she'd be more receptive to this job. I just don't feel like she really gets it. And I don't think she really wants to understand it.
No.
She doesn't.
No,
she wants
just
no
wants
part of it.
She wants it to go away. But not to bring up last week, but in her defense, even though she ran away, clearly doesn't want the job. But she was probably so embarrassed by Kim, and it was just maybe just involuntary. She just took off because she's like, I can't. What am I going to say? I'm sorry on behalf of Kim.
I think you're right that she is embarrassed, and it's interesting that she's letting that embarrassment make her shy away from it so much that it's making her look bad, like she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She's worried about, oh, what are people going to think about me if my sister acts that way? What about how people are going to think about you and the way that you react to the way your sister acts?
Exactly. Yes. Okay. Wow, it's much more
Full circle.
complicated than people think. Real Housewives is very involved. They're complicated characters. So then we see them on the boat. This boat looked awesome. I want to do that.
Yeah, I would
looked
do
awesome.
that.
They were like going through all the canals. I love that.
Yeah.
Got dinner.
The food looked great.
Yeah. Very nice.
Quite the booze cruise because Brandi was feeling it.
Yeah, so there were two fights. Let's break them down. Eileen versus Kim.
This was very much the whole show, so this was
Yeah.
a lot.
So it was Eileen versus Kim with Lisa Rinna saying nothing. And then it was Kyle versus Brandi with Kim saying nothing. So let's go with Eileen versus Kim first. Do you think Eileen was right to be a little annoyed, even before the boat ride, be a little annoyed with Lisa Rinna for forgiving Kim so quickly and being like, now I'm left in the dust. I didn't get an apology from Kim. You two are fine. And I'm the one who was called ugly hair, ugly face. I don't like anything about you. And I don't get an apology. I can kind of see Eileen's point, even though I was like, give it up and just enjoy the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised that Eileen felt that way.
Yeah, I wasn't
I-
surprised either.
I would be way more irritated than Eileen was. Because the whole episode and this whole trip since this argument, Lisa Rinna has been frigging her. She's like up Kim's ass with compliments and all over her. They gotta go to the shopping together. It's just way too much. And so, I would have been pissed too. And just Lisa Rinna really irritated me this episode, and just on many different levels. And she's like, now, like I says, that she's afraid of Kim. And we're like 3 weeks ago, she was like, I don't understand why everyone's afraid of Kim Richards. She said that herself.
That is true.
So well, now you're right in line with the rest of them because she's opened her mouth and made a few jabs at you, and now you're backing off, which you should have backed off to begin with. But you made fun of everybody for not like addressing the elephant in the room. You had a moral obligation, and now you're not doing anything about it. You're just like everyone else.
Yeah. What'd you guys think?
I thought that Eileen kind of had no right to say that to Lisa Rinna. It's
don't
like
think?
the fight was with Lisa Rinna and Kim came to apologize to Lisa Rinna. Be it Eileen jumped in there and tried to defend Lisa, but look, Kim knew the fight was with Lisa Rinna. Kim came to Lisa Rinna. They apologized to each other. Just because Lisa wasn't like, hey, by the way, make sure you apologize to my friend Eileen. She really had my back there. Like, no, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
If
right.
Eileen feels offended, Eileen needs to be a big girl and go to Kim and say, look, I saw that you gave a nice apology to my friend. What about me? Because you said the most horrible things about me. Like, they are two separate people. Maybe Kim felt bad about what she said to Lisa about the Harry Hamlin thing. Maybe she didn't feel bad at all about what she said to Eileen. Maybe she's like, you know what? I told her she had ugly hair and I meant it.
I stand by it.
They're two separate people. Eileen inserted herself in a situation that wasn't about her. I don't think she should be surprised.
This was the first we saw of Eileen being kind of cliquey, or like it felt like she
Yeah.
thought that like Lisa was her girl and they should band together against Kim Richards.
Yeah.
Well-
And how dare you go behind my back and let her apologize to you and accept her apology before she
Yeah.
apologized to me.
That's exactly how I feel.
right. Yeah.
But Eileen and Lisa Rinna both kind of shined a light on this and kind of went into this together and had those discussions one-on-one about Kim. Now, whether it was right or was it wrong, whatever. But they kind of came up together and did a lot of cross-pollinating with what they were going to talk about with Kim. And so now you think you're with someone one-on-one, and then the other, I'm done. Everything's good.
Right.
And you're still left with like the fire in your belly. It's
Exactly.
annoying.
Well, what would you have said if you were Lisa Rinna?
Maybe.
Like during
ask
would
her
you
if
have
she
said
can-
something during the apology?
I would have said, look, I'm not accepting anything. Look, it hasn't even been 24 hours yet. I'm not going to welcome you with open arms. Like, we'll deal with this later. I mean, it was just, I would have not accepted it. I certainly wouldn't have gone on a shopping trip with her.
And that's that. I don't know. What would you guys have said when she came to your room in the morning?
I would
sorry for
Get out.
insulting Harry.
I would have
Get
done
out.
exactly what Lisa Rinna did.
You
Like,
did?
I'm afraid of you. Okay, I accept your apology. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, putting
No.
that to bed.
Well,
What about
maybe
you?
my outlook is a little different because I don't get to go on vacations like to Amsterdam all the time. My thought would be we're in this beautiful country where most of us have never been before. Yolanda wants us all to get along and she wants to show us her homeland. Let's just bite it for now. I think I would have
Yeah.
said to her, I really appreciate that you're apologizing. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to be over it, but I want you to know I'm going to act like I'm over it for the rest of this trip
Oh,
because
that's
I want to
perfect.
have a good time.
Yeah.
That's
See,
perfect.
I'm a bitch. I would have threw it right out. Get the hell out.
Oh my
think?
god.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to accept it, but a happy medium would have been like, listen, it's too soon, but let's, for Yolanda's sake and for everyone else's sake and for both of our sakes, let's just enjoy this beautiful country. Yeah, that's a good response. But what about Eileen? Would you have said, and, Eileen didn't deserve.
If
She might have ugly hair,
Eileen
but
feels that
no.
she is owed an apology, which she probably
should.
is, she should go and ask for one.
Yeah.
And then if she doesn't get it, then she can get mad, but not until they're back home.
All right. That's a
Do
good
not keep
plan.
screwing up this trip, ladies.
Well, so then on the boat, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, well, with the way that Kim went after Eileen was all on like personal attacks, like how she appeared and all like personal things. So how can you really kind of bring that up and say you should really apologize to her? Because it wasn't like it wasn't mutual.
I'm sorry,
at that
I think
point.
your hair is ugly. You mean like that's not
and,
really
like,
an apology?
how can Lisa Rinna be like, you need to acknowledge that you commented on her looks? Like, it's just something that's Eileen's personal like appearance. So it's like that's something that Eileen has to take up. You can't really like take back what you said. I mean, it's just it was like a stupid attack. If it was something really personal, you could recommend you should reach out. But I mean, that was like nonsense. Who the hell's gonna step up and say, you draw attention to that?
Right.
Did she
Eileen,
say you're a beast or something crazy like that?
Yeah, oh, I forgot about that.
Kim just goes off.
She
What a
does.
I'm
wild
telling you,
woman.
I think the real Kim Richards.
Is not a nice person. All right.
Allegedly.
So what was Eileen apologizing to Kim for on the boat? I don't get that.
So
Eileen,
Kim basically was like,
What was going on there?
it was so much
It all
talking.
happened so fast.
It was so much. Did you guys see
Yes.
in the captions at the bottom? It was like talking over each other.
Yes.
There was
Yeah.
the whole time so much was
Yes.
being said that I lost what was going
Yes,
on.
I did too, and it seemed like Eileen was apologizing to Kim, and Yolanda was saying, just accept it, just absorb it in your heart, and just say.
Well, I
okay,
do
yes.
remember Eileen getting mad and saying like, "Well, sue me for giving a damn."
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, she was trying to be like, Kim, enough with this cold shoulder crap.
Yeah,
I'm apologizing.
even though you attacked me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And Kim just kind of, I thought Yolanda was right. Kim should have said, accept your apology, like like she did with Rinna. Why didn't she do that with Eileen? She just doesn't like Eileen.
Do you think Kim is threatened by Eileen? She's the other blonde. They're both really cute. They're both
Actresses.
actresses. I think maybe Eileen is at the top of the list of.
you go.
She probably spikes
Competition.
Kim's insecurities.
Eileen has the
Yeah.
Emmy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
That's
mean,
a good observation.
Jealousy is such a real thing at any age. I mean, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
If not a lot, a little bit, but it's in there.
So
Yeah.
who's the jealous one between Kyle and Brandi? They're
No,
really
Kim
sure
is not.
Brandi.
I'm sorry, Kyle is not jealous of Brandi.
And we know that Brandi, a lot of her arguments with these ladies stem from that she wants what they have, meaning the family and the husband, and that's not hard to miss.
Right.
Yeah.
And to be seen as a good mother, that's been a thing with her.
With her,
Yeah, she has a very low self-esteem, a very lousy point of view of herself.
Yeah, well, let's get to I loved that she came up with the idea of saying something positive about everyone. I'm like, that's wonderful. I'm shocked it came from her.
I know.
which was like all a game in her mind, though.
It was really stupid. It really was. And it seemed like, why would she start the game if she didn't have that end game in mind where she was like, oh, but then when it's my turn, I'm going to go hide in the bathroom and have everybody get that sympathy or whatever it is.
Right.
I don't know.
I
Like,
hate when
why
they do
did
things
she
like
even
that.
get
it was
up
a
and do
stupid
that?
thing. The
Yeah,
whole
I
thing
don't
was
get. What did
stupid.
she want from the game?
And also for the fact that she knew she was only going to say physical appearance nice things because their insides aren't
Another
pretty.
reason why she suggested it. Yeah.
It was such like a mind
stupid
game
stuff.
with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate when people do it. Like when someone cries at a party, so everyone can run over to them. When she has to like make sure all the attention is on her, and then scurry away so everyone can wonder what she's doing, and then shower her with compliments after. Oh please, like it's such a game to play.
That's such a Kyle Richards thing to do.
But was she drunk at this point? Because she was very drunk at the end of the night.
She was on her way.
She seemed like she was slurring the whole night to me, even at the beginning. And we know she's been very honest about her pill usage. And, they're traveling. Sometimes things can hit you differently, even if it's something you're prescribed and you're in different altitudes or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
But I thought the whole night she seemed a little bit off to me. Yeah.
But when she was fighting with Brandi and Kim said nothing, what did you think of that? At that point, I was like, just that we're going over and over in circles with the same old stuff. Enough already. Is that how you guys felt?
Yeah. Like we've had this
just like
conversation
this
already, kind of a thing.
constant fight the whole ride. It was crazy. Like when Brandi was going around joking about what everyone says about the people behind their back, and then it just like kaboom when it got to Eileen. Like Eileen is, I don't know, it's weird. She can go off too a lot, and she's very hurt on this trip.
Yeah.
So she's definitely coming from a place from hurt at all times on this trip.
Yeah, that was in her Bravo blog too, which for this episode, she basically was like, it's the most stressful trip I've ever been on, and she was baffled by how Lisa Rinna handled the situation. She felt like she was on her own island and was just really upset by the whole thing.
She said she was in survival mode. I mean, in all fairness, she's like, look, I'm afraid of Kim. I'm not going to bring anything up with her ever again. I'm in survival mode. I'm not okay. I'm not
Lisa
over
Rinna.
it. Yes,
Yeah.
Lisa Rinna was saying this to Eileen when Eileen was mad about the non-apology from Kim, and it's like she admitted it free and clear, like, look, I'm in survival mode, so stop taking it out on me.
Yeah.
And when we're in survival mode, we go shopping.
Yes,
Right, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. What was the thing that Brandi said to Eileen that made her mad? Because she said,
you're a home wrecker. That was the rumor behind her back thing. And
again,
she's like,
it's like more about Brandi.
don't you dare call me that. It's like, oh, shut up.
Like, what would you like us to call it then, Eileen? I know it was 20 years ago, but
I mean, I feel like that
it's
does
not going to come up with the
happen.
script ladies.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Well,
but of course, it's a Brandi because that's so another one of her things.
Yeah.
That
Her
she's
one of her
insecure
insecurities.
about.
Well, it has to be an insecurity of Eileen as well. I mean, it doesn't matter how many years ago.
To get so mad about it.
It's like when you think about something like, especially if there's some truth to it, it can be upsetting. I don't know. I wouldn't label her as a homewrecker because we don't know the situation. It was mutual, whatever, and it was a long time ago, as I keep saying. But I don't know. I mean, deep down, she must have guilt about that still.
she must.
Yeah. What did you think? Go ahead.
No,
What
go
did you think when they were going around saying the nice things, and Kim and Kyle had a nice moment, and I was like, Brandi's hating this, and then Brandi and Kim had a nice moment. I was like, Kyle's hating this. That was interesting. No.
Well,
I just thought it was really awkward.
Awkward.
Well, no, what was interesting was that Kim was like, you're a great wife, you're a great mother. She never said you're a great sister.
Yes, I remember you yelling
Do you
that.
think they cut that
Conversation was
out?
so full of backhanded compliments. No, that was Brandi's whole intention was
point.
starting the game. She gave Kim that kind of out that
Yeah.
that's what that game is. Kim can sit there and say that and not say you're a good sister, and that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah. And
This
that's
was
what
the
Brandi
dumbest
wanted.
That was supposed to be positive.
Yeah.
That was so.
And then Brandi's like,
backhandedly
you have-
Beverly Hills.
And
Kumbaya. It was
Brandi's
so
like,
weird.
and you have good hair. It's like, oh God.
No, I called that. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, she's saying only physical things. She's going to be like, when she has to say something nice about Kyle, she's going to kill her. She's going to be like, Kyle has nice hair.
But she later said in the
and-
press
yep.
that Kyle needs to get layers. She hates her hair.
Oh. Oh Lord.
Anyway,
I
all right. So
can't.
then the piece de resistance, the slap on the boat. It was so built up to be
yes.
something it wasn't. It was a
Disappointment.
joke.
Major jeers. Major
Such a
jeers.
disappointment.
We predicted this last week, didn't we? Say it was going to be a
Like a
Something
nothing.
silly. Yeah, but come on. We've started seeing the trailer for this months before it even started airing. And that's what we were excited about. We've been excited for months for this slap that was just so anticlimactic.
Yeah, and it was just
such a
another Brandi blunder.
disappointment.
Well, I have to say, congratulations to Lisa Vanderpump for taking it like, oh, who cares? This is a silly drunk girl. I mean, Lisa could have made a federal case out of it.
I felt like she was on the verge.
She wanted
of,
to.
Yeah. And she just was
She
talking
didn't.
to her like it was her drunk daughter who she was just trying to put to bed. Like, honey, it's
I
not
don't
okay.
like this.
We don't do that. Let's go.
She doesn't invest in any of Brandi's actions anymore. She
True.
says she
And
a couple
It's
times.
hard to
True.
do that. Apparently, Brandi's just going to keep doing these things. I can't believe that after the wine throwing incident with Eileen and how bad it seemed like Brandi really felt like stupid after
Yes,
that. Not just felt
exactly.
bad about it, but she felt like it was wrong to do and it made her
Embarrassed.
look bad. She was embarrassed that she would go and do something that's exactly the same again. Oh, I was joking. I threw wine at you. Oh, I was joking. I slapped you. How did she not get it the first several times
Exactly.
things like
She
this had
gets
happened?
drunk and loses all those inhibitions.
She was definitely
None of
drunk
the other
when she
ladies
slapped
act
her.
out physically. They all drink a lot on this show, and she's
she-
the only one. She tried to say that Kyle did,
Yeah,
and I know they
remember?
had a little scuffle there.
Yeah.
But
She did say that. She did
that's,
say
that's a problem for me.
Kyle made it very clear, I've never hit anyone.
Yeah, and Brandi was trying to say that getting scratched was the same as slapping or punching people, hitting people. Oh, Brandi,
I loved how Yolanda
Brandi
was
was
like,
on one.
You slapped Lisa Vanderpump across the face.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, will she never learn? I don't know. Maybe she will learn someday, like Dana. Learns her lesson and has never returned to Real Housewives. Speaking of, if Grant would kindly introduce our next segment.
Well, we are
About to do something fun, everybody.
we are approaching the end of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season, whatever season this is.
Five or something.
Yes, but we're taking a look back. A few weeks ago, we reenacted a moment for a famous reunion, and now we're taking a look back at some other classic moments in Beverly Hills history. This one comes from the game night at Dana Wilkie's now probably foreclosed home, and this is now they're getting ready to start playing the game. Kyle is getting up, and Kim is drinking out of a red Solo cup. And I'm so let's go through what we're playing. I'm gonna be wearing sunglasses, so I'll be Dana Wilkie in my $25,000 shades. These are $25,000.
These are actually my shades, and they are $25.
Oh.
As I practiced earlier from Marshall's. They're Marc Jacobs, but I got them for $25 at Marshall's. I love Marshall's.
They're $25,000.
For this scene, they're $25,000 sunglasses.
Oh my
and
God,
I
I
will
must look
be
like an ass.
in the role of Miss Brandi Glanville. Fern as Brandi Glanville.
Okay, Megan is playing Kyle.
And I get to say all the naughty words as Kim.
All right,
Okay.
ready and let's go.
Here we go.
Action.
IQ test up next. You first.
Perfect. Bring it, bitch.
What?
Bring it, bitch.
Are you calling me a bitch?
Kyle.
Yeah, kinda. IQ test. Are you kidding? You're like, you first. Okay, you're a bitch.
Did you really say that my friend Kyle's a bitch? Because she's really not a bitch.
You first was a little joke.
Perfect. Let's do it.
That was rude.
It wasn't rude. Your sister was.
I think she was rude. I think what you said was rude.
She said IQ test you first, like blonde first. That's a bitchy thing to say.
We're all blondes and I dye my hair.
I don't mean to be rude, but like all blondes except me.
Kyle, she's mean. I don't like it. Make it stop.
I don't like her.
You guys said this 10 times earlier, how I don't like her, she's not on my team, I don't like her. It was very obvious and open what you guys said.
About what?
Maybe you don't remember because you've been in the bathroom too many times.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Excuse me, what? How many times have you been in the bathroom tonight?
You know what? You're a goddamn bitch. You know that?
Bring it!
You are pathetic, okay? Pathetic.
I am.
Yes, you are.
Kyle, she keeps calling me Pam and I don't like it. And I'm the hostess.
At least I'm not the one wearing cutoff shorts to show my ass.
Well, it's cute, so it's fine.
It's not cute when you're running around like a little hoe.
Calling me a slut?
Okay.
You have a real thing about that, by the way.
If you want to call yourself a slut, go ahead.
At the barbecue the other day, you kept saying, you all think I'm a slut. You must be paranoid about that.
No, I'm not paranoid. I am a slut.
Oh, you are a slut? Good, you admit it. It's very clear, by the way.
So is everything else tonight.
What is that?
Your sister is wasted out of her friggin' mind.
She's not wasted. Watch your effing mouth. You watch your effing mouth. You know what? You know what? You're not worth my breath. You're disgusting.
And now they're best friends. I love how it ends with Kim. You're disgusting, and now they're best friends.
There is a part 2, and it will be coming, people.
Thank you.
tuned.
Another adaptation from the show.
I love that applause.
Stay tuned.
It was the phenomenal acting.
So wait, they were still in denial that I thought it was revealed at the end of season 1 that she was an alcoholic, right?
Yeah, but this is season what?
This is season
2.
No,
Right.
season 2.
So why were they in denial that she was wasted? Because she probably was.
Yeah.
Well, even after Kyle said that, then no one
she
talked
was.
about it for a
It's
couple
so
years, right?
long ago
She didn't
that
go
I
to rehab
can't-
or anything for quite a while.
Because she was, still not sober season 2.
Well, there was a
Yeah.
reason she was in the bathroom. I can't remember what it was exactly.
No.
Wasn't
It's like
Camille
so
hiding in the
long
bathroom
ago, I
too?
can't keep my facts straight. Anyhow.
Oh yeah, Camille was. There were a few Camille lines in there where she said that she had to go to the bathroom so she could get away from all of them. But yeah,
I remember she admitted that at the reunion.
First of all, these fights are way worse than the fights they have now.
Agreed.
oh wait till the part 2.
Stay tuned.
Classic.
All right, so now I think it's time for news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Anybody got anything good?
I have one quick thing that I saw, which I'm giving like a jeers to because it was the Hollywood gossip site, and they were like, "Brain dead Yolanda is having to quit the Real Housewives." I was like, "This is the worst type of like title or like
Pseudo-drama.
article." Yeah,
That's
trash. I didn't even read the article. I shouldn't be plugging them because it was low class. But I'm just pointing them out because I'm like, really,
Yeah,
really. I mean,
that's
and then I
awful.
also read that she basically has been trying so many things, and we know that she's been traveling the world, getting different treatments, but that her medical coverage is not covering all that she's doing.
read that as
So
well.
now she could owe up to $500,000 in medical bills.
Which is absolutely nothing to her and David Foster.
I know, but
Let's be
half a
real.
mil in medical bills, and then unfortunately, she's still in the same state. You know, she's still in this. It's not helping her. It's a terrible thing.
Right.
It makes
just
you really feel bad
think.
for the people who don't have that kind of money and resources.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's awful. Did you have something?
Oh,
You
well,
had a
I know
tidbit,
you all
right?
know I'm obsessed with Kingsley. Kim's dog and his whereabouts and his well-being, even though he's a horrible attack dog. It's not his fault. Well, I speculated last week that no one knew where he was and that maybe he was back with Kim, and that has now been confirmed. He is back at Kim's house with her.
No.
She's got Kingsley all to herself, and apparently Kyle, understandably so, has forbidden any of her children from visiting Kim's home out of fear
blame
that
her.
they'll be attacked like her daughter was.
Oh, no.
So Kingsley is back at Kim's house, and
It's such
I
a
hope
shame, 'cause
Animal
pit
Control
bulls
doesn't have her
aren't-
address or he's in trouble.
They get such a bad rep, but if they're with a good owner, they're good dogs, right?
Right,
so
right,
I
and
don't
it's
think she's
definitely
the right
not-
owner for him.
No, and it's not the dog's fault that he wasn't trained
Yeah,
properly.
Right,
she needs
it
the
always
dog
But at this
does that.
point, it's a
that
really
guy.
dangerous situation.
Yes, yeah. Oh, what a shame.
Poor Kingsley. I
Poor
know.
Kingsley.
I know. Oh, and also a little Vanderpump Rules tie-in. We all know Brandi's ex-husband's mistress is one of the stars of Vanderpump Rules, and she made an allusion to that Eddie was in the room with her texting Brandi and calling her when he and Brandi were married and he was dating Sheena. And some people took this on Twitter as an admission that Sheena knew that he was married to Brandi at the time. And Brandi tweeted and was like, "Yeah, #truth." And then Sheena said what she really meant, and that was not that she knew that Eddie was married. She misspoke. So still denying that she knew he was married, and Brandi's still not over it. And #get over it.
Will that divorce?
How many years later?
I know.
Right?
Will that divorce ever go away?
Yeah.
I
It's
guess
a
not.
shame. And it doesn't look like Brandi's going to be back, right? Because didn't Andy do an interview recently where he said, I think it was like an Ask Andy, where he said, you know, of all of them, he's not sure about her, and that he wouldn't be surprised if they come to an agreement with her that she's not coming back.
That's been rumored now for a while, so
but
it's
he did
interesting.
say it recently, yeah.
Well,
I don't know that we'll miss her a whole lot,
No.
but it definitely would change the entire dynamic of this show.
It would. It really would. Yeah.
I would miss her.
Yeah.
I mean, look
Yeah.
look how things turned when she came around.
Yes.
She
exactly.
arrived on those set of crutches.
She does bring the storylines.
She really does. Yeah.
And didn't you see on TMZ, speaking of other storylines?
Oh,
Kim,
yes, I'm sorry. That was the big one that I'm completely forgetting. Well, we were the only outlet here at AfterBuzz TV, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show, to tell you what the rumor was that Kim was saying about Lisa Rinna and her family, specifically her husband. Now, TMZ came out with a story a few days later and said Kim has actually admitted now that that was a complete lie. She totally made it up. And so, wah, wah.
Yeah,
so
but
we'll see if
TMZ didn't say what the rumor
But
was.
TMZ
we
didn't say what the rumor was. Radar Online didn't say what the rumor was. But we told you here. Go and check out our show last week if you need to know.
Right.
That's right here. Scoop.
I can't believe she just admitted she made it up. So you're right about her.
I mean, that's a mean thing to do.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to watch how that plays out in the reunion.
Yeah. Can't wait. So what do you got?
So Lisa Vanderpump, the queen that she is, was named Woman of the Year by the California Assembly. So crazy enough, I'm not really
The
sure.
California Assembly of Silliness and Rosé.
I'm not really sure what qualifies you to be Woman of the Year, but she's at the governor's mansion, taking photos, sitting in the governor's seat at his desk, and
Okay, I didn't really mean that shade. I know she does a lot for. She's a huge businesswoman,
Well,
especially in Beverly Hills, and she does a lot for the LGBT community.
Right.
She was talking about Ebola last week.
Right, I mean, she was at
deserves
the
it.
UN speaking about Ebola, so she's become very high profile with her speaking causes lately.
I think it's part of the. I think she's really trying to climb upwards, and she's trying to be more of just a reality name. And I think she's really trying to use her platform for other greater things, whether they be in that
Very
space or whatever.
admirable.
She's one of the first housewives to kind of prove that they can be a figure in the community and in society, and not just a housewife.
Right.
You know.
Right. I think her long-term plans are to be pretty high up and have be a real name in the county of Los Angeles. In certain respects, that's what I think, and I'll leave it at that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Let's
see
go to
that.
the mayor of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, because I feel like there was a
Or of West Hollywood, maybe.
Oh no, we don't need any more of her in West Hollywood.
right before she
No.
was about to slap Brandi back, she thought like, no, this is not good for my political career.
Yeah.
And otherwise, yeah, I think you guys are right.
Oh,
Well,
She
good for her.
needs a long-term
Congratulations.
plan because Ken is 15 years older than her, so I think
Yeah.
she's got to plan on a life without him.
Oh God.
damn!
just
You already have him dead and buried.
I'm just saying.
Take up with
she
a young
knows it.
hottie. Come on.
She knows it. She mentions it every
She's
now and
gotta
then.
fill her
Yeah.
time. Yeah, maybe. Got a point
She does
there.
have rumpy pumpy.
Well, speaking of predictions, Ken's death. What else? Have you
On that note, let's move into some predictions.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay.
what else have we got?
I predict that no one will call Kim an effing ray of sunshine next week.
Okay.
God,
Who
I
did that?
I don't
Somebody-
know.
Wait, why am I
On tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight. Yeah.
Oh God, I don't remember really anything that came up. I have a note here about like Brandi's has comments behind her back. I don't really know what that meant.
They're back home next week, right?
Yeah.
So part of Amsterdam, part of back home.
I don't
anything?
know.
I feel like I'm always wrong. But we were right last week about the slap being nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, well, I don't know about a prediction, but I would like to see something other than arguing, but not something boring like a scavenger hunt.
Yes.
I think
Come
the
on, TV
slap,
producers,
the slap
let's
will
get
be
happy
brought
medium.
up heavily.
Okay.
I think.
I think the
Right.
other
Like
ladies
the-
will make a bigger
yeah,
deal
a
out of
case
it than
out of it,
Lisa did.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant here.
That's what I meant
saw
to say.
Kim getting mad at Kyle again. And she said, "You're a liar." She said, "Brandi's not your friend." And Kim says,
Oh.
"You're a liar."
Yes,
Yeah.
that looks good.
Yeah, and I think
Interesting.
Kyle's going to have absolutely nothing. Kyle throws that out there. Oh, what's she saying about you behind your back? But then if you ask her, it's going to be like Kim making up this rumor about Lisa. But then, wait, what? What did she say? What are you talking about? You really take her task on it? She'll be like, I mean, I don't know.
They're all damn liars. And we love it.
Yeah, I mean, what could it be? I mean, it's all hearsay. It's all the same thing tonight at the dinner with Eileen. Like apparently Eileen was talking behind everyone's back, and we haven't seen her say really anything on camera all season. So who knows what this is going to be that Brandi said about Kim? But this goes to Kyle's prediction that she predicted that Brandi would turn on Kim. I didn't think it would happen this soon, and it's probably nothing. But you know, it's probably more likely to happen than not at some point.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's
She's
true.
turned on everyone else.
Yeah, that is true.
What does Dr. Phil say? The greatest indicator of future behavior is past behavior.
Oh, very wise.
That's right. I watch daytime TV too.
Very wise, very wise. All right, so where can we find you on social media? Where should we start?
Oh, down here. Oh, okay. All right. Well, tell me what you think about all this. It's at Christy Reports on all social media. Please check out my YouTube channel, guys. I have a lot of Real Housewives exclusive interviews and for some of your other favorite Bravo shows as well. So check it out.
And you guys can tweet me or follow me on Instagram at Megan Stecher and tweet me how you would have reacted to the slap.
Yeah, good one.
And you can tweet me over on Twitter at Grants__Rants. I do love reading your tweets. So I have my favorites that come in every week. It's great. I love chatting with you all.
Yes, thank you to everyone who tweets us. You can find me on Twitter and on Facebook at Fern Ronay. And thank you so much. Again, the hashtag is ABTVRHBH. Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.